Alright everyone, welcome back to Schmattz Outdoors. We're partway through check 10. I don't know, maybe a third. It's hard to tell exactly. A quarter for sure. Through the line here. We do have a catch back behind me. Well, so this morning before I left, I did throw in a couple beaver traps. We'll swing by there. I drive by where that landowner told me the beaver was at. If I set them today, we'll get 2 checks on them. It's not ideal. Probably only 1 beaver there. Because like I said, I duck hunted in that slough and did not see any sign that there was beaver in there. So I'm guessing he's just moved in there, if he's even still there. That's kind of the big key to that whole thing, is if he's still there. So I did throw in 2 330s and a couple H stands. So they got to be sets I can make from the land, because I didn't bring my waders. I don't want to be fiddling around with waders, even just for 2 sets especially. It's almost worse than if I had to have 10 sets out, right? So I don't want to have to put my waders on just to set and or check these 2 traps. So I don't know if I'll put 2 out. I don't know where he's at, so if anything, like I said, if I could find a little sign of him, I might try to put a couple sets in, like I said, just to kind of double my chances, hopefully, of getting him caught. I could care less, honestly, if he's even there, if I left him there. It's just, like I said, there's no feed bed anywhere that I know of in there, so if he's in there, he probably ain't going to make it through the winter anyway. Along with that, I took out my tub of coyote traps out there, and I did throw 2 in. I put an empty bin in, and I just threw 2 queen traps in there in case I do get like a mudded up trap like the one I might have right here. I can just swap traps, but I also want a little bit of weight in my tote, just so my tote don't blow out of my truck. And then I did actually set the beaver traps in the same tote, but I took out almost all my dog proofs. Again, I left just a couple in there just in case I do happen to swap one out in the next, basically today's check and tomorrow's check, because the last check 12, is going to be pulling the line, so I don't need to have any extra ones in my truck for that. So yeah, I pretty much cleaned out anything that I don't need trap wise, other than, like I said, I did leave, I think I grabbed a half a dozen dog proofs, even though there's no way I'll need that many, and I grabbed 2 clean coyote traps. Hopefully I don't need to use them, but if I do, I have them. And then I have 2 330s back there, so almost empty, which is kind of a sad thing, but just the way the line's going. And what I have here is just another example of that. So I'll get out here quick. So I'm doing this in my truck. It's not actually terribly cold, but it is damp. It was foggy this morning, and it just is cutting through me today. So we'll get out and show you what I got here for a catch. I was actually kind of wondering if these traps are even still working. I was actually planning on doing a maintenance on them today anyway, because nothing's happened here in 5 or 6 days, and that's very odd in this particular location. So we'll get out, we'll kind of show you the location, and we'll show you what I got here. Alright, so up here we have the house where I've been catching all the skunks. I think I got 7 skunks caught around that abandoned farm place up there. The farmer still has corn there and a strip of corn here. He's got his bean ground combine, and a few years ago these were my hot sets, but they have not been hot yet this year so far. But we do have a catch here today. I have 1 set right here, which looks like it's nice and clean. We'll dump a little fresh urine on that guy. But over here, and I don't know if you guys could see right here, there's kind of a trail. It goes kind of past my pole and then goes right out here down to this tree. So if anything, I thought a guy might catch some raccoons in these sets right away. All right, he's getting standoffish. So what I did, the wind was blowing this direction. I think I was standing right upwind of him. I try to get so my human scent isn't blowing right at them, and I think that it helps kind of keep them a little calmer. But we got ourselves a big skunk here, and he's pretty good sized skunk. Luckily he's front foot caught. The one I had in my coyote set a couple days ago was back foot caught, and I got lucky to get him dispatched, so without him spraying. But big skunk here. I also made sure my set was kind of off the edge, like this set is here, just in case they do decide to happen to work this ground, even though I don't think they will now, so at least not in the next couple days that I have the trap. So, but yeah, nice big skunk here. We'll get him dispatched and out of here, and we'll get moved on with our line. But made a catch for the day, so this makes 8 skunks now just in this basically one location between here and up around this abandoned yard up here. So, but I would sure hope next year a guy maybe should hopefully catch not too many, if any, skunks here, because this is getting kind of ridiculous. So if anything, I almost feel like this makes my set better, to be honest. So as long as I can get him dispatched without him spraying. And so yeah, and like I said, the way where I am in my line, or not in my line, but you know, in my season here, we'll have to see if I get this guy put up or not, or get him skinned and taken care of. Kind of see how the rest of my line goes today. But yeah, made a catch. So not really what I want, but made a catch. So all right, like I said, we'll get him dispatched. We'll get the sets remade here. Like I said, I'll get that set remade. I'll just spray a little fresh urine on that other set there, and we'll be moved on. All right, guys, so we're I don't know, weighs not that many sets, I guess. Probably 8 raccoon sets of coyote set past where just had you on. Couple of dog proofs were messed with, like knocked over, so I don't know if deer kicked them over or whatever, but you know, bait's still in them, not set off, nothing like that. But we're down by this little slough where this little, I got these 2 trail sets. This one here hasn't been set off in well, I would say most of a week, you know, 3-4 days it hasn't been set off. This one over here has been set off every stinking day. I had it over here, and it just seemed like it was going on, you know, like almost like it was setting itself off. So I adjusted it a little bit today, or yesterday when I was here. But today, you can see I got myself a little muskrat. Not a very big guy. But yeah, it's like I normally set them on the second notch of the trap, and I don't know, it just seemed like it must have been going off on its own, so I adjusted it to the first notch of the trap, so at least it wasn't set off with nothing in it today. But there is kind of a neck down right here. So for a trail set, you can kind of see right here. You can kind of see right here where the, you know, there's a nice opening and about perfect for a 110. So I had it setting over here, and like I said, it was just going off on its own or whatever, and I thought maybe they were going around it or whatever, but I don't know. Over here's a good spot. I could maybe had a second one right down here, but I don't have any more of those traps in my truck, so we're just making do with the 2 we got here. I might move or modify this one just a little bit, lower it in the water a little bit. But I wanted to make a point too. This slough is completely open. It's super shallow. It was one of the first ones. I think it was froze up the first day I set traps even. It was froze already. So that's why I only put these couple trail sets in here, because the rest of the slough was froze. So it's just one of those deals that, you know, timing is just terrible this year. If I would have been setting traps 2 days ago, I probably could be catching a fair amount of muskrats now. But that it is what it is. Kind of an interesting, I just noticed right now, there's a whole bunch of poop right on the very end of this culvert down here, where it looks like the muskrat's been climbing on and off the end of the culvert. Either way, we'll get both of these sets. I'll remake this one and modify that one a little bit. We'll be on our way. Alright guys, we're still plugging through the line. I've checked 5 coyote sets since I turned you on. To the slough here. Again, you only can see part of it because of this island here, but there's, you know, it runs damn near half mile out there. But I kind of think it's funny what you notice when you slow down. Right here there's a rock, and it's just covered with muskrat poo sitting on top of it. Just kind of interesting, the things you actually notice when you take a second and slow down a little bit. Well, on this side of the road, my 110 looks like it's turned. We're gonna try and turn that back. My foothold is actually set off. Seems like I can't catch a muskrat in a foothold here, and it's funny that it's set off today, but I could see that this pole here looks like it's leaning a little funky, but my foothold is still working. We're maybe gonna try and straighten him out. I don't know, we see how usually, like, when your pole is leaning at a wonky angle, that usually means there's a catch on there. Usually means there's a catch, and bingo bango, there is a catch. He's not terribly big again, but 2 more muskrats today for the truck. If my count is right, that puts me at 49 muskrats. So, you know, if I catch 1 muskrat in the next 2 days, we'll make her up to 50 before the end of my season here. I don't know, it's just kind of frustrating to me that if I was going to run my line longer, I'd literally be dropping in muskrat sets today, and I'd be carpet bombing them the same way that I did the first day. It's supposed to stay warm for most of the next week here, so I probably would get like 5, 6, 7 days of actual open water trapping here if I could, if I wasn't leaving. So just a little bit frustrating that 1, I did all the work to begin with and it didn't really pay off, and then 2, now it would have paid off had I just left them there. But all right, we'll I think kind of every set here needs a little bit of work, so it's going to take me a minute to get all these kind of up and running again. We're going to straighten some of them out, we're going to reset the 2 that are set off, and we'll be on our way. Well, everyone, as you can see, we're back home. Slow day on the line today, which, you know, kind of can't have bumper days every day. Kind of hope that you know, a guy would have caught a few raccoons today. With it being warmer, like it's, I don't know, close to 50 degrees right now. I mean, it's almost hot out here with as many clothes as I got on. I had to take my jacket off. I did get 2 beaver sets put in. There's kind of 2 little sections with like a old dirt road or old road crossing the slough in half. So I dropped 1 on each side on the south side of the slough. Wind's blowing out of the southeast right now, south-southeast. I think it's supposed to for like the next day here, which would be perfect for those sets. If the beaver's in there, hopefully he gets downwind of one of them and happens to meander over there. I'm assuming there's probably just the 1 in there that the gentleman's seen, if there's any there. If we do catch 1, we're just going to pull that set, as long as, like I said, I got 2 sets there. We only got a couple checks on them here, so yeah, we'll go through the catch here a little bit. We got the 1 giant skunk in the bag here. I don't think we're actually going to mess with him today. We're going to leave him and probably put him up tomorrow. And we got the 2 monstrous muskrats. Kind of the same size as what I've been catching lately. Some of the last ones are like mediums or larges at the biggest, but not real big. Not hardly paying for gas, but so yeah, a little slower day on the line today, which maybe means we'll have a bumper crop tomorrow. Yeah, you can kind of see I took most everything out of my truck except for basically what I need to pull trap. So, you know, I got my pull bars up in here. I got that tote is basically empty right now with only just a couple coyote traps holding it down so it don't blow around. And we're about ready to pull traps in a couple days here. Like I said, I do have a few spares in case I need to swap a trap out. You know, basically tomorrow is all I would. You know, if it gets mud up or something like that, I can just put a brand new trap there and move on. But otherwise, yeah, like I said, I don't really have too much. We got the 2 new beaver sets to check tomorrow. Otherwise, all the normal sets that I've been checking, and hopefully do a little better tomorrow. Yeah, I feel like there's something else I'm forgetting to tell you, but I don't know what it is right now. So I guess we'll see you guys out on the line tomorrow.